talked about.
Third year here, but there's been a lot of change just with the franchise overall. What do you think needs to happen this season in order to bring some stability to the franchise?
Just establishing who we are and winning games. That's really what it comes down to. I think I won't say nobody's questioned it because ultimately what makes you a good team is winning. But you look back to 22 year and just how close we were to being one of the top teams. Just by if we finish out a couple of those games, but you're in the bottom when you don't win them. So we're really close to being able to. We obviously got the guys, we got the staff, but football's a tough sport and it's the most team sport that there is. So when you get everybody together, all working together to get it done on offense, defense, special teams, whatever it is, that's when you get the best results, and we're working at that right now.
I just say with Gardner, what do you think is your favorite trait of his as a quarterback that really helps you as a receiver?
Just his ability to, extend plays, his ability to, and his want to communicate and talk through things, whether it's looking at something we've done before or talking through, something as soon as we come off the field. Defense is on the field and we come off and talking about what I could have done better on my route, what he could have done timing-wise, or different things. Just being able to have those conversations and not having any of your pride in the way, or getting, because sometimes being a grown man in this game and you've made some plays, it can be tough to hear something from another man, on my end or his end or the O-line or whoever. So when you got guys that are open vessels and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get it done, those are easy guys to work with.
Antonio has made it a point to emphasize that first quarter of the season and how important it is. You guys are kind of living examples of not handling your business early on and digging a hole and having to dig out
right.
the energy that takes. What becomes the message in terms of, hey, these games are just as important as down this stretch, if not more so?
Yeah, that's what we've always kind of talked about. It's not something that we've failed to mention in the past. It's just talking about something and going out and doing it. It's one of those better, easier said than done things, but at the end of the day, you still got to make the message clear to your guys and allow them to understand what's made it to, tough on us is that we've had to do so much late in the season over the past couple of years. And still having hope, but it's not easy in this late to win one game, let alone running the table and finishing the season out with victory. So just kind of reiterating to the team that it's important to start that way. That way we can build it's only been, I think, one team to go through without any losses. And, we're not necessarily fixated on being undefeated. We'd love to do that. But, the idea is starting fast. That way, if something does come up at some point where we hit a speed bump, guys don't have to start panicking and trying to be superheroes and just kind of stay the course and stick to what we do and what makes us best as a team.
Gardner talked about how he felt like the timing was a lot better recently with you specifically. What kind of goes into the ins and outs of the stuff maybe we don't see to get that timing right?
The extra work, the days that we just had quite a few days off, getting in here, watching tape together. Like I said, having those conversations where he thinks he's on time or, I think he's early or he's late or whatever, and we get a few reps and you wonder, come out of a route and you can always feel it, We had one the other day where we were just, it was just the receivers and tight ends and we kind of were running some routes and came out and the ball was a little late and he's like, I'll get that to you like a little earlier. And I'm like, I didn't get my, I needed one more revolution and then it would have been perfect. And the ball was a little high, but it was because I ran my route, probably 3 yards short of what I should. So being able to, converse and work through stuff like that, it makes it easier, obviously, down the road.
Has Coach Pierce changed much since he was named permanent versus interim, or is he still there?
You would have been pissed. I'm sorry, one more time.
Has Coach changed much since he's been named permanent versus being an interim, or is it pretty much the same personality?
The exact same guy, which is why he's in that position right now. And, he's been that guy really since, I first got here. But the thing is, when you're a position coach, you don't have that same voice and, you don't get to be heard as much, which, I talked to a couple of the guys that were in his room and they said that's exactly, it's the same exact guy the whole time. It was just kind of more a local atmosphere of AP versus, being able to bring that on the whole team. And then once he got in the spot, we've felt him and he kind of jumped in there at first and kind of got his feet wet a little bit. And then, he turned into our head coach, before he even got that real job. So, we love it and he's consistent and that's, a passionate, consistent, fair coach is about all you can ask for in this league. And he definitely knows his stuff too and he's got a great staff around him to help. So, it's been great. Working with this new staff so far.
You said a couple interviews this offseason that, kind of a lot of the rumors that surrounding your name, some of that stuff kind of made it into the locker room.
Yeah.
Did you have to do anything extra to sort of address that with the guys, kind of dispel some of that stuff? Or did you just kind of let it go?
I'm mad and glad that you asked that, because I actually the other day was getting ready to. My thing is, I don't do a lot of apologizing, because I like to be careful about what I say. So when it comes out, things are, this person said this, they said that. I don't like to even jump in and give it attention, because then it makes you, look halfway guilty. But at the end of the day, and I'll just address this right now, because the most recent one about Deshaun Jackson saying whatever, he talked to me and whatever. I mean, I almost put a video out the other day, but then I came back on it because I just didn't want to even bring the attention and start having that in the team's mind, and everything I say ends up, and I'm sure this will be too. But at the end of the day, the facts are the facts, and that is not a fact. I've probably spoken to Deshaun Jackson maybe 3 or 4 times in my life, and I never had a conversation with him ever, and I put that on my kids. I've never spoken to him about anything. Only person I really talk to about my feelings in general is my wife, probably, and she ain't out there leaking anything and dropping stuff like that in the media. So once again, whatever you see, if it ain't from the horse's mouth, it's probably. So I don't like that. I don't like when that happens, because at the end of the day, I don't really care, because it's, I live my life, and I've gotten to where I've gotten in life in this game or whatever, just from not really paying too much attention to what people say and not feeding into it, not even responding, which is why you haven't really seen me come out and say, oh, this ain't true, that ain't true. I don't even want to give it attention, because it's already enough. The moment I open my mouth, it's all over everything. So, but I guess they got what they wanted this time. Whatever has been put out there lately is complete BS. I've never talked to Deshaun Jackson about one thing, so I don't know why. I didn't see the interview, so I don't even want to say. I don't know if that is a real quote that came out or how that played out. But in terms of me being upset or not being happy in this organization, it's just a bunch of BS that's just meant to throw everybody off and get, clickbait. Everybody want to see what Davante Adams got to say, and, he's pissed off in Vegas. If I was pissed off, I wouldn't be here right now. Like I said, back at my camp, when one of the things somebody here might have interviewed me then. I don't do a lot of the extra stuff, and whatever you hear from my mouth is what you get. And I don't think that y'all stand in front of me getting the vibe that I want to leave this place. And if you do, then you just feeding into that they feeding y'all out there, and that's not reality. So that's what it is.
Davante, what are you looking forward to the most this season?
Man, just having another opportunity to go out there and put some good stuff on tape with my boys, man. It's a whole nother group that I'm with right now. I mean, we still the Raiders, but it's basically a whole new locker room, and I'm just excited to get out there and take year 11, head on, and do what I got to do to hopefully help this team win as many games as possible.
All good, guys.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right.